Hi everyone. If you find yourself struggling with speaking too fast, specifically when you're using English language, and you're wondering that what you can do to stop because it leads you to into some of an awkward positions where people keep asking you to stop and repeat yourself, or you are talking to a client and you miss the attention of the client, and the meeting goes astray and the deal does not go through. Or maybe you want to talk to promotion to your boss and you realize that you just spoke too fast in the entire conversation and they did not got what you wanted, and it did not ended up in the productive fashion you originally imagined. Well, then today's video is all about how you can control pace of your English speech and therefore control the flow of the conversation. So first thing you can do to reduce your speaking speed in English is to practice more breathing exercises. What you want to do is to go onto YouTube and take a collection of different breathing exercises, and specifically for singing, because a lot of singing exercises translate directly to speaking, and they're quite a good ones, such as humming or laga yaga and so on and so forth. And there are a bunch of different exercises. I think you can find them on YouTube very easily. I would not go into them. But you want to do these breathing exercises more and more often, at least on a daily basis. And even if you do your daily pranayam, I think that can also still help. And every time you go on to speak, take deep calming breaths. It'll automatically put you into the position where you would be speaking far more slowly than you usually do. A lot of your speaking fast might be coming from being nervous, which is entirely understandable. But even if it's not, you generally speak fast like I have been used to. Taking deep breaths will help you calm your muscles down and have a better control. Second thing is to focus on enunciation and articulation. Now, when speaking, a lot of us tends to feel that we have to speak as much as possible in the shortest amount of time. Like we have said before, the time works differently for the speaker and the listener, and the speaker always feels that the time is going by very fast and they have to speak all of it. But that's not really the case. You can pause, you can hold on, and what you want to do is articulate each and every word you're speaking. So when you speak, focus on the entire spelling and pronunciate the entire word. Articulate, make sure that your words have enough spaces and difference that you can differentiate the flow of the words and people can understand what you're saying. It doesn't mean that you're speaking very choppy, like I am worship. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that you are enunciating so much that your articulation comes out clear and distinct. For example, I am worship. And in that sense, you can see the difference in the two things. And you would want to do it as deliberately, as intentional as possible, because it just brings out the clarity in your voice. It's in the starting, it might feel a little robotic and monotone, but that is something you can live with, because clarity, as we mentioned so many times on our blogs and our YouTube channel, clarity is topmost in communication. Third ends up being is to practice via tongue twisters. I mean, I talk about how writing is a superpower, then tongue twister is another of your superpower. If you practice tongue twister, it'll just give you a nitro boost in terms of the fluency and clarity that nothing else can give it to you. Because tongue twisters are specifically made to create sounds that are difficult to produce, and when you are able to do them, then the normal English language just becomes a breeze to work with. It becomes so slippery and so polished, so effortless, that you would be able to speak in fluent, clear, articulate English without much effort. There are lots and lots of tongue twisters to go around. You can just Google for the entire set. Some of my favorite ones are Betty Butter bought a bit of butter, but the butter was bitter, so she bought a bit of better butter. And something like, a couple of things like Sheila sells seashells, or she sells seashells by the seashore. And some of the other ones, again, these are some of my favorite ones, but you can obviously Google for a big list. And finally, deliberately speak slowly and take intentional pauses. Pausing is another of your superpower when it comes to speaking. You do want to take your pauses intentionally and deliberately. We have written blogs about the power of pauses and how pauses can make a huge difference in your speaking, and various positions where you can take pause. But in general, just take more pauses. It's okay. Embrace the silence and the awkwardness that comes with it. It's okay not to speak all the time, and also speak deliberately with slowness. I mean, you want to be slow because it just helps for the people to process what you're saying. Because remember, people do not know what you're going to speak next, so they have to spend time trying to understand and process. And a lot of it also depends on their knowledge of English, how well and familiar they are with their English, and how easily they can process the information in general, depending on their age and education. So you want to be able to be slow, err on the side of slow, and sound a little monotone and boring over somebody who's fast and so complicated that they can't even be understood. So these are my 4 suggestions on decreasing your speed and maintaining the flow of your conversation with pace. If you enjoyed the video and found the video informational, why don't you please hit the like button and share with your friends, family and colleagues. And also let me in the comment sections, what do you think about the video and the advice I've given you? Do you agree or disagree, or do you have any other suggestions on how to decrease the speaking speed? Let me know. And as always, please let me know any of the topic on which you want me to do the video upon. Do you have any specific questions and doubts? And I would love to hear them. Until then, have a great time, and I will see you in the next video.